Hi there. Most of you know me. This is Sherry. I want to share something with you. I struggle with anxiety and panic attacks. Now, you probably already know that because I've posted about it on Facebook, but the depth and level that I struggle with it, you probably would not know. It's incredible. But I'm learning about it. I'm learning that it is a learned behavior that we do to cope with life, with challenges, with stress, with things we weren't able to express. There's a whole more of that coming with that, but I just thought, I've decided that in order for me to help myself heal, and I'm doing a recovery program and doing other things and working with mentors, but I need to start sharing my journey and share what's going on with me so that you guys can understand what it's like. And maybe if you know somebody that's going through anxiety, you can have compassion for them and understand that it is in our head, but it's also in our body. And there's so much more to it. And some people will disagree with me. And cats will come into this video and you'll hear them. But the statement that I'm going to say, it's not a mental illness. We're not mentally ill. We're overactive mind and a whole lot of other things. But this past weekend, have really battled the anxiety symptoms. And sometimes my family wouldn't even know because I try to keep it in and just keep on going on. Because, well, one, there's the shame. It's like, what are people going to think? I struggle with anxiety and I struggle with panic attacks and the feeling that comes in your body. What are people going to think? And frankly, I don't really care anymore. If you can't have compassion for somebody having anxiety, then something's just really wrong with you. And look in your own areas of life where you've struggled with something and have anxiety. I used to get mad at myself, and I thought, how would you treat a friend that's going through a struggle? Would you get mad at them? No, of course not. So stop being angry at yourself. Now, my anxiety, there's a lot of history and a lot of crap that's gone on in my life and just a lot of things I have buried. And what I have discovered for me is that the panic attacks began, I've had them my whole life, but they began after the death of my birth father. And sadly, people just didn't quite know how to respond to that, but that's beside the point. It was just the starting point for me to release all of these things that I've been holding on to for years. It wasn't safe. It just wasn't safe in relationships for me to share what was going on with me. Now it's safe, and now I'm sharing. And it's time. It's time to make this something that people are aware of, because I'm not the only one that struggles. I'm not the only one that this becomes debilitating to. Yeah, it has become that in some ways. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Driving has been an issue. Going places alone. I sure have compassion for people that have struggled. And it's a challenge, and I'm working to overcome it. I get symptoms and sensations in my body, and then you're like, oh no, okay, what is that? What is that? You have a part of your brain called the reptilian brain, which is responsible for the panic sensation. And the panic sensation is fight or flight or freeze mechanism. And it means your body is working perfectly, actually. But your amygdala, which is memory centers attached to your reptilian brain, and they don't know the difference between something real or something imagined. That's why you can get triggered by something that you think about. That's been some of my worst anxiety and panic attacks, stuff I've thought about. And then if you think about, oh no, what's going on? What's this pain? What's this pain here? Why am I upset? What's going on? And then your body just seems to go ping, 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 ping. And it just starts this vicious cycle. And it's crazy. And if you tell people this is what you're feeling, some people, because they're assholes, and if you don't like that I said that, okay, well, go watch another video. But it's like they just don't get it. And it's like, I pray to God you never experience this to the level that I have and millions of other people and have to go through what we go through. But you know what I pray for more is that you develop a compassionate heart about it. so you can understand, because you probably have a family member or friend that struggles with this. So, anyway, I'd been away all weekend, panic attack in church, and I literally kept myself glued in the pew, and I'm like, okay, I don't remember what triggered, a thought triggered me before I even left. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, a thought triggered this. I'm okay, I'm safe. But I mean, at first you're like, oh, I gotta run, I gotta go. It's like you have to go, do something, because there's energy surge in you. But then I'm using the tools that I'm learning from the program that I'm doing, and I started focusing on my external world, because when you're in anxiety, you focus on your internal world. It's all you can do till you learn. This is learned behavior. We trained ourselves to do this, and I'll talk more about that as I share my journey. But I'm like, okay, what can I focus on outside of me to help me get through this? And it was Easter service and the lilies, and those are my favorite flower. So I just smelled them. I engaged all of my senses. I engaged my smell. Those smell so good. Oh, those are so pretty. They look so beautiful in church. These are my favorite flower. I just love how they are. And I just really focused on the lilies. And it helped me. And I took control of my posture, because that's something. Because when we're in anxiety and panic, we start to hurry up and run and rush. So I took control of my posture and just tried to sit up straight and control my breathing. And just like breathe in 4 counts, hold, breathe out 7, and focus on the out breath, and just really get myself in a more centered place. And it's just like this is not real. This is just, my brain is not telling the difference between the thing that I thought about and imagined and a real event. And that's how it is. That's what a lot of panic is. It just doesn't know the difference, and you get into a cycle. So I got calmed down, and I always bring crocheting with me and put it in my purse. And I had a thing of yarn and a crochet hook, and I started crocheting in church. It's a way of meditation. It's a way of calming myself down, and then I can focus and work my way through the feeling and get myself calmed down. And I did it. I mean, I still felt the residue afterwards, because when adrenaline surges through your body, it takes a while to make its way through your body and then get calmed back down. If you've ever had a situation like where you like nearly get hit with a car, or you have an accident or some kind of emergency, and you get that rush of adrenaline, that's what that is. Okay? And yet at the same time, a panic attack and anxiety can feel the same thing as being super, super excited. And sometimes I feel that, and I don't mind it, because like I enjoy it. But when you get caught up in the fear thing, you don't know what's going on, and things that you don't think will trigger it. Your brain, your reptilian brain, is always looking for things to protect you from, and it does the memory centers from your amygdala and will trigger you. And there's a whole lot more with that. But anyway, I just wanted to show that. Well, and I came home. My parents brought me home from a weekend with them, and I'd been feeling anxiety, and I just decided that right now I'm in a phase where I'm going to feel it. So I just need to feel the feeling, do it afraid, and just do whatever I do, instead of focusing on, okay, is this pain right here? Oh my gosh, what could this be? This pain here, what could that be? Pains, because adrenaline hurts. It can hurt. And so I came home, we unloaded things, and then I just decided to do things. Anywhere I've had an anxious thought in this house or panicky, I've sometimes okay, I got to avoid that. And you can't avoid things. You have to face that fear and go do it. And one of the things is sometimes when I go in the basement, and the fear really it's not the event, it's the belief, and it's the meaning. And for me, it would be, what if I have a panic attack? What if I feel anxious? It wasn't that I did, it's, well, what if I do? What if I do? And I've had that all over my house. Every room in my house, I've had it. Had it with what to eat. It's crazy. But I'm tired of keeping it a secret and not sharing my journey. And maybe by sharing my journey and my recovery, it can help somebody else come out of the closet of secrecy and shame of dealing with panic attacks and anxiety. So what I did, back to that, is I went downstairs to the basement and I cleaned the cat box. And that might seem like a little thing to you, but for me, who's had those panicky thoughts when I'm down there, it was a big deal for me. I'm making a recording, dearie, so you might want to go somewhere else. No, my son came downstairs. What? You're going to be in my recording, dear.
I'm going to go to Gosh.
Well, okay. Go
Why are you
ahead.
making a recording?
Because I'm going to start sharing my journey of recovering from panic attacks. I'm assuming you don't want to be on camera.
Oh.
Okay. He's such a good boy. So, Anyway, so I did that. And I did have sensations, and it's like, okay, I can do this. Cats meowed at me. They were glad that I was home, and I did it anyway. Now I'm going to go do other things, and I'm just going to keep desensitizing myself to these sensations and keep on doing my recovery program. And it's not easy. It's a challenge. I am going to be honest with you. But anyway, just wanted to show that, and I'm going to be sharing more and letting you know and sharing. So hopefully, if you struggle with anxiety, maybe you can find some comfort and help and learning how to recover. You can recover. I am mentoring with somebody who has recovered. It is possible. So anyway, thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.